Hello, my name is Heather Sims, and this is my presentation on case study 2. This slide is to show my client overview, a revisit from our case study 1. So my client's name was Calvin. He was age 3. He had a diagnosis of ASD. The target behaviors were tantrum, elopement, and noncompliance. And as you see, tantrum's probable function was access to tangibles. Elopement's probable function was escape/access to tangibles, and noncompliance was escape. So this slide is showing us the behaviors, the functions, the definition, and the examples versus non-examples. So for the tantrum's definition is going to be defined as any instance of the client engaging in any of the following behaviors. Behaviors may occur simultaneously or they may occur individually. So crying, which would be vocalizations louder than a normal speaking voice, lasting longer than 3 seconds with tears, and or accompanied with flopping, which is the client flopping to the ground or to the floor with a limp body. So an example of this would be crying and flopping in response to the toy bus the kiddo was playing with being taken away. The non-example would be crying accompanied by flopping due to client getting injured. So elopement will be defined as any instance where the client leaves a designated area without given permission to do so, / without being accompanied by an adult. So an example of this would be the client running in the other direction when trying to transition to the bathroom. A non-example of this would be client playing tag and running in a different direction as the therapist. And then for non-compliance, this would be defined as instances in which the client does not engage in the required responses or engages in any response that does not match the delivered instruction within 10 seconds from the time the instruction was delivered. So an example of that would be the client flopping to the ground when a demand is placed, such as match this, touch this. A non-example of this would be the client not responding to a new skill that's currently being probed. The target behavior that I chose to focus on was elopement. And as we stated before, the function is escape/access to tangibles. Again, here is our definition, our examples / non-examples, and the intervention I have selected is to implement the token economy. Token economy is a behavioral intervention that utilizes reinforcement and the exchange of a medium to earn or purchase goods, services, or privileges. Some examples you may see as that medium could be smiley face stickers, like I've tried to replicate on this slide. The token economy is an evidence-based practice by Simonson et al. 2008, and it's also an established psychological procedure by the American Psychological Association. Utilizing in a token economy was an appropriate intervention to implement due to its emphasis on reinforcement. Each token serves as a reinforcer as well as the final token. So we're reinforcing positive behaviors, which will work to reduce the reinforcement, maintaining the negative behaviors. In the case of my client, we have implemented token economy by delivering a token for each correct response. My client has to earn 3 tokens during DTT, and once he has received those 3 tokens, he is able to earn a 5-minute break outside the clinic room. For example, if he was successful in matching a color, he would get a token which should be paired with social praise. If he completes the last piece of a puzzle, he should get a token paired with social praise. And if he matches a shape, he should get a token paired with social praise. So you need to ensure that each instance of correct responding, he will receive that social praise. And when he gets that third token, he then has access to that break. Ivy et al. 2017 explained that there should be 6 core components when implementing a token economy. So first you would want to identify the target behavior, which in our case is elopement. Then it's important that you condition the tokens. So it says the procedure whereby the token was conditioned as a reinforcer. So for Calvin, we're pairing the token with social praise. Then the backup reinforcer selection needs to be made. We have chosen that Calvin will have access to a break upon getting his 3 tokens. The token production schedule determines the delivery of the tokens. So this would be the reinforcement of each correct responding. Then for the exchange production schedule, this would be the amount of time it's going to take for the final exchange. So again, contingent upon the 3 tokens, then he gets that backup reinforcer, which is his break. And then the token exchange schedule, which would be a fixed schedule, and it would be contingent upon 3 correct responses. So in order for our intervention to be in compliance with the BACB task list, we have to analyze and see where it falls. So in G, under behavior change procedures, I found G1, which says use positive and negative reinforcement procedures to strengthen the behaviors. So token economies use positive reinforcement procedures by pairing the tokens with positive reinforcement. Then we have G3, which establishes and uses condition reinforcers. Well, when you implement a token economy, the tokens must be established as a condition reinforcer, or else the intervention will not be effective. If you're just simply sticking a sticker on and not giving that reinforcement to your client, then they're not necessarily going to have that behavior reinforced, which means you might not see that behavior occur again, or they might not be as motivated to produce that behavior. Then we've got G17, which actually states to use token economies, and that is the intervention that we have actually selected to target Calvin's elopement behavior. This final slide is my references that I used. Thank you for watching my presentation.